on keep on walking, keep on talking.
Hello, friends. I wanted to share with you for just a couple of minutes what I have been up to as your designated conference minister recently. From October 27th through the 30th of this year, I had the opportunity to accompany 21 conference ministry colleagues from across the country and go to Washington, D.C. The conference ministers went to Washington. In fact, we went to Capitol Hill. And we went there to talk about specific pieces of legislation and how they were impacting our congregations and our ability to freely and safely practice our faith. We did this through an initiative put together to make this way possible called the Love Knows No Borders campaign. This was put together by our incredible United Church of Christ Office of Public Policy and Advocacy right there on Capitol Hill, just right across the street, right next to the Supreme Court and across from the Capitol building and just down the block from the Library of Congress. And when we arrived, that's where we spent our first day. Reverend Mike Neuroth and his incredible staff took us through a day of training in advocacy work. What it means to be advocates for justice through our faith on Capitol Hill. And what they told us, what we heard from Mike, his staff, and so many partner groups who came in and shared with us was this. Advocacy is about storytelling, bringing forth that which is compelling and changes hearts and minds. And out of that comes strategy and talking points and all of the things that we think about when we think about politics, but it begins in storytelling. And we as people of faith who share the greatest story ever told know a thing or two about that. Over this course of our training, we heard from incredible people doing serious, powerful work on our behalf and showing up for this denomination and our siblings in all faiths and no faiths every single day. For them, for their witness and their ministry, I am so grateful. We went to Washington, D.C. armed with postcards and coloring book pages that you put together, letters that you wrote, and we delivered those to our representatives and our senators. And you know what? They were grateful. We met with energetic staff, remember, that are right now working without pay, but they're showing up, they're answering the phones, they're listening to their constituents, and they said, thank you. Thank you for bringing these materials to us and sharing with us what is on the hearts and minds of our constituents. We're grateful for your witness. And while we were there, we prayed with them. And we shared with them about specific pieces of legislation that are being sponsored across the House and the Senate right now, dealing with immigration policy, social justice, and again, our right to freely assemble, our ability to freely assemble and practice our religion. For so many of my colleagues, they brought stories of folk who are afraid to go to church for fear that that is no longer sanctuary. And our Constitution makes provision for that sanctuary, for a space that is an embassy of God and not man. And that's what we talked about. That's what we invited them to remember. And we brought stories of folk whose lives are impacted, stories that you shared in letters and postcards. We brought them words of encouragement in those coloring pages that were made up. And that was day 2. See, all that prep led into those conversations where we walked the Hill. We went in groups of 4 during that time because out of 56 meetings that were requested, only 18 representatives agreed to meet with us. So we went in groups of 4 and we shared and we listened and we prayed. And you know what we were told? They said, keep it coming. Keep writing postcards. Keep writing letters. Invite people of faith in your communities to continue showing up and engaging in their communities. and with us each and every day. Keep the stories coming. So friends, that's what I've been up to, and here's my invitation to you. We go into the public square and we live out our faith and values, and we don't do that for credit. We don't do that to put our name up as those behind it. We do it as children of God, called by God to live and express those values for ourselves and our siblings of all faiths and no faith. If there's a civic organization you can plug into that's doing incredible work, do it. If you want to wear your church t-shirt when you go to those events, do that too. But get plugged into your community. Write your representative. Reach out to your senator. Call them on the phone. Offer them your thoughts and feedback on what is happening in this administration, in this moment in time, how it is impacting you and those you love, and all of those whom God loves. Live your faith. And when you reach out to them with encouragement. Give thanks for the work that these incredible people are doing on our behalf each and every day. Encourage them, pray for them, lift them up, be bearers of light and hope in the public square. That's what 22 conference ministers endeavored to do at the end of October, and that's my invitation to all of us as we live our faith boldly in the days to come. May it be so for all of us.
Turn me round, I'm gonna keep on a-walking, keep on a-talking, walking up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let